We begin today the 9th chapter. In one word, Nelchamis, a battle, which we will see what that means. Let's recap in one word every chapter. Souls. Chapter 1, souls. That's the basis of everything. Two souls. Not just two inclinations. Not just two temperaments. Two voices. Two souls. Second chapter. Chelik. That the second soul is literally a part of God. A chelik part. Chapter 3. After understanding the essence of the soul, what's the makeup of the soul? Eser, 10 parts. Intellect, emotions. Chapter 4, levushim, garments. It's the garments that make the person. Thought, speech, and action are the garments of the soul, of the divine soul. Chapter 5, mazon, food. That the soul is nourished by the food that it is given, like Tanya, Torah, food for the soul. Chapter 6 then goes and starts to explain to us the animal soul. Laumas, the opposite, also has a similar structure of intelligence and emotions. Chapter 7, klipos, that of that soul, two types of shell that cover over on the divine. Being that this is not a godly soul, it's an animal soul, vital soul, so it covers over two different levels. A klipa shell that covers over that has, though, some good in it, and then that which is completely evil. And then chapter 8, osir, prohibited. Those things that are prohibited, they're bound to extraneous, to negative forces. And now chapter 9. Now that we understand the basic, idea of both souls, so in the beginning of this chapter at least, now we need to kind of give their, so to speak, geography in us. So the animal soul, which derives from klipas noigav, because it has an admixture of good in it, right? It resides and is manifest in the left ventricle of the heart. And therefore, it is predominantly, as the heart is seat of the emotions, it's an emotional one, soul. So emotions mean here that it is not run by intelligence, it's run by desire of the heart, right? And the left ventricle was filled with blood. It resides there. Now, what does it mean it resides there, the animal soul? With the left ventricle of the heart, which is full of blood, and it's in the blood that gives vitality. So it's not literally in the blood, because if you get a blood transfusion and you get from someone else's their blood, you don't get their animal soul. Your animal soul is your animal soul. But figuratively speaking, it is residing in the blood. And the blood gives the vitality, right? And as a result, since it is of this nature, this is therefore the lust, the boasting, the anger that are in the heart. That's where they begin, but it doesn't end there. It doesn't just stay in the heart. From the heart, it goes and spreads through the entire body, right? Rising to the head to make you think and meditate upon those things that you want to get, and to get them in a cunning manner. Cunning in the sense that there isn't a purity of the heart here, because it's something that you want And now you're trying to figure out how can you get it? How can you manipulate the situation or the person or the thing or whatever it is in order to get that which you want? Now, I don't think we realize how much we do that. That is the animal soul talking. The cunning here is so subconscious, right? Because that is the animal soul that is talking within me. So as the blood circulates throughout the body, so likewise the animal soul's cunningness circulates, right, and gets every organ of the body to be manipulated by that desire of the heart, right, and even using one's intellect. Using one's intellect. In other words, one's intellect is being motivated by the heart because the heart is guiding it to get what it wants. And there is a form of manipulation as a result, right, to realize the passion of your heart. That's just getting to know ourselves. That's the reality. However, there's another part of me, right, which is the divine soul. Its first locale is not in the heart, but in the brain, in the head. And it extends from there to the rest of the limbs of the body. And of course, it actually reveals itself in the heart. Not the left ventricle, but the right ventricle of the heart that is not the abode of blood, right? But the divine soul does express itself emotionally, but it is an extension of the mind, right? And that is the idea of the heart of the wise man, meaning that the divine soul, in contrast to the animal soul, which is the evil inclination, the Yetzer Hara, so it is here on the right, because it's an expression of the divine soul that is finding its expression in the heart. And how's it going to find that expression? With a fiery, passionate love of God that comes as from the discerning, from the mind that understands and appreciates God and purpose of God that we are here in this world for. That is then brought through Das, it's brought to the heart to arouse us in the love of God, the love of that which God loves, Torah and mitzvahs, doing good, right? And this is all, again, from the mind to here. And so the animal soul is from the heart to the mind and the rest of the body. The divine soul is from the mind to the heart. In other words, an awareness, a mindfulness of the presence of God, the attachment that we have to Him as a result of that, and the love and devotion. So then that will develop holy emotions in the heart of the love and fear of God. But where does it begin? It begins with the mind, because that's where the seat of the soul is in the mind. So what do we have here? We started chapter 1 with one word, souls, plural, because there's two. What do we have now? Chapter 9, 2 souls. 2 souls with 2 different hearts. 2 different hearts that we have as a result, each functioning in a different way. Now, what does this all mean? Where is this leading us to? Tomorrow's class. Short class today. But it's leading us to tomorrow's class that we will now understand what's the point of these 2 souls. What is the conclusion of this awareness that we have now of, so to speak, the geography of the soul, for the lack of better terms, geography in our being, right? And hence the way they function differently, where they start where they end up. And as a result, what will that lead us to? That'll be tomorrow's class. But now I know that. So what did we learn today? Not what we learned yesterday or at some other class. What did we learn today that now I know that? Please share with me. Please share with me what you know now. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I know now that there are two hearts functioning inside of me. Which soul is superior to the life I'm living? Very good. Freemad. Okay, thank you. David, now I know that we have two souls. No, you knew that before today's class. Sorry, David. You're correct. You didn't say something wrong, but you knew this prior to today's class. What did you learn today that added to that? I know that now, Anna says, that the divine soul comes from the mind to the heart, and the animal soul the opposite, from the heart to the mind. Excellent. Okay, that's perfect. Erica says, I know now that the passion for the love of God comes from the right ventricle of the heart, which is linked to the intelligence of the mind. Very good. Excellent. Linda, now I know that two different hearts, each functioning in a different way. Excellent. Gina, I know now that the animal soul resides in the heart and drives our emotional impulse, right? And therefore spreads throughout the rest of the body right, and to the mind. Margaret Lozat, I know now that I don't know much. All right. I think that was humility. Clem, I know now that I must not be guided by the animalistic emotion, but instead of my mind. Okay, excellent. John, I know now that the animal soul has a potential for causing compromise unless we concentrate on the divine. Excellent. Rena, I know now that the animal soul resides on the left side of the heart and circulates throughout the body, and the divine soul starts in the mind to the heart. Excellent, Rena. Right ventricle to the heart. Okay. Excellent. Now, by the way, I want to share with you. First of all, I have a YouTube station that I want everybody please to subscribe. Tanya Rabbi, go to YouTube, type in Tanya Rabbi, and subscribe. Please do that. I'd appreciate that. Secondly, you know what I do from the class, this class? It's edited and it's put there. And I write there in the description, I know now that. And you know what I've been doing? And I will, hopefully, God willing, continue to do that. I take from what you say and I put it there. So if some of you could take a look and you'll see, I'm quoting you. Probably should put your name there. I mean, sometimes might adjust it a bit, but I'm quoting you. Thank you. So you're helping. So take a look and you'll see. Perhaps you've been quoted. But please subscribe, okay? So Gina says, I know now that the head and the heart and the head have different functions. It is good to know. Yes. Excellent. David, okay, I know now that each soul resides in different chambers of the heart. Excellent. Denise, thank you. Already subscribed. Thank you. Thank you, Irma. Thank you, Rena. Gianna. Left side of the human heart is the animal soul. Right side is the spiritual side. Exactly. The divine soul. Beautiful. Okay. Give me a moment, folks. Just looking to see if I can see anything more that needs to be. All right, folks. Beautiful. Keep on sharing. Keep on saying, I know now that. Keep on doing that. You know why? Because it's going to bring the message home. Some of you do it. Some of you do it, and many of you don't. Really, don't be embarrassed to just say, I know now that, and you might not get exactly the correct 100%. All of you get it right, but it might not be perfectly right. That's okay. It will help you to retain the teachings. I want so much to teach, but I don't want to teach and that it's not retained, that there's an inspiration that is kind of lost. So please do write up, I know now that. You'll see how much more clarity you will have if you engage in doing that. All right, folks, thank you all for the thank yous. And again, Tanya Rabbi at YouTube, subscribe, and get your friends to subscribe. Okay, that would be great. And as for that, you can also subscribe on, if you're on Instagram, The Tanya. There it's The Tanya Rabbi. Otherwise, everywhere else it's Tanya Rabbi. And tomorrow we continue. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have a wonderful day.